My neighborhood is pretty rural. There's a nice creek that I sit by sometimes, with lots of trees and foliage. It's a good place to go for my daily jogs. I would always go past the creek and into a more woodland area with another creek with a miniature waterfall. Also, there was this long, gravel driveway with a blank wooden sign on it. I never knew if anyone lived there. I had really enjoyed going for my scenic daily jogs, but I don't know anymore now. In fact, I feel pretty unsettled about where I live after what happened. I was once going for a morning jog, and when I got to the blank sign driveway, I noticed something on the ground at the beginning of the driveway. Coming closer, I saw it was a crumpled piece of paper. My curiosity got to me, and I opened up the paper. If you wish to partake in our gatherings, look for the blank sign driveway. That was all that was written on the paper. It seemed like some sort of invitation that someone rudely crumpled up and threw on the ground. So I got even more curious. I kept the paper in a pocket and continued my jog. The next morning, I couldn't stop thinking about that place. What did the paper mean by gatherings? What is going on there? I couldn't help but see for myself. I brought my knife just in case shit hit the fan when I went in there. I wanted to be prepared for the worst. I left my house and walked to the driveway, excited and nervous at the same time. Butterflies were flapping in my stomach. I went down to the driveway and found a big, white house. It was a very run-down, country-looking house that seemed abandoned. I knocked on the door once, and no one answered. I tried to open it and noticed it was unlocked. I opened it up, and, to my surprise, there was no furniture in the house. It looked like the house was put up for sale. The walls were white and bare. The house seemed pretty clean, but there were no pictures or objects anywhere. I didn't see dirt, dust, or anything. I found a staircase and went upstairs. When I heard people talking at the end of the hallway on the second floor, I nearly jumped out of my skin. My heart was pumping faster than it ever had. I checked to make sure my knife was still in my pocket. I felt safer with it. I walked toward the end of the hallway and saw a closed, white door. I put my ear up to it to hear if that was where the talking was coming from. And what I heard from that room horrified me. I heard someone screaming and crying. Over the screaming, I heard,
"You're the only one making this harder on yourself. Just accept it."
My adrenaline immediately kicked in, so I took out my knife and ran into the room. There were people in the room who were not clothed. They were completely naked, even though it was barely 20 degrees outside. There was a dead body on the floor with its stomach ripped open. The unfortunate man's genitals were ripped off as well, lying next to the carcass. One of the people were eating at the insides of the body, actually chewing and swallowing as if he were an animal. I wanted to drop the knife and run, but shock glued my feet to the floor. The rest of the people were just watching this guy eat the insides of this man. They all suddenly locked eyes with me. I panicked and threw my knife at the one who was eating the man. He screamed, the sound more animal than human, and gave chase. I immediately sprinted downstairs, out the door, down the driveway, all the way home. What I saw there, I fear will never leave my mind. It may have just been a bad dream, but all I know is I'm never walking near this place again. The fact that I live right near that house keeps me up at night.